Hi friends, welcome back to my channel Cook with Sana Kuram. This is Sana. Today I'm going to show you all how to make the most delicious, flavoursome and melt in mouth, no bake, refrigerated layered dessert, pineapple trifle pudding. Friends, if you're visiting my channel for the first time, please subscribe to my channel and enable the bell icon. Now come, let's get on to the recipe. Let's start with the first layer, which is the cake layer. For this, take a glass dish and arrange store-bought pineapple-flavored cake slices one by one, like this. Moisten the cakes with a sugar syrup that comes with the canned pineapple. Use a brush for this. I have used canned pineapple slices for this recipe. Chop them into tiny bits and arrange them over the cake layer. So, I prefer, canned pineapples over the fresh ones for this recipe. Now let's start with the second layer, which is the jelly layer. These are pineapple flavored jelly crystals. Now transfer the contents of this package into a mixing bowl and pour 500 ml of boiling water and whisk thoroughly using a whisk. See that there are no lumps. Keep aside for 1 minute and pour the jelly mixture gently over the pineapple slices. Pour very, very gently. Once the setup gets cooled in room temperature, refrigerate for 2 hours for the jelly to get set and hold the pineapple slices firmly. Now let's get on to the third layer, which is the custard layer, for which take 1 liter of milk, which is at room temperature. This is vanilla custard powder. I have taken about 50 grams of custard powder. Now remove 3/4 cup of milk from the pan and add it to the custard powder and whisk it very well with a whisk. See that there are no lumps. Now keep it aside. Now heat the rest of the milk until it gets boiled well. Now once it gets heated, add about 100 grams of sugar and mix thoroughly. When the milk starts to boil, simmer the stove and add 1 teaspoon of pineapple essence because I've used vanilla flavored custard powder. So to the flavor, pineapple flavor, I'm adding this. Now pour the custard and keep stirring over a very, very slow flame. Don't do it over a high flame. You can use a whisk to do this. It's very important to, keep stirring the custard so that, it doesn't get burnt at the bottom and at the sides also. Now it has thickened well and has formed a thick coating, at the sides of the pan. Now the custard has reached the perfect consistency. Switch off the stove and let it cool for 5 minutes. Now gently pour the custard over the jelly layer. The jelly should be set perfectly so that it doesn't break when the custard is poured over it. Level it with a spatula and let it completely cool in room temperature, after which it should be refrigerated for at least 3 hours. Now let's start with the fourth layer, which is the cream layer, for which I've taken half a cup of whipping cream and 2 tablespoons of icing sugar I'm adding to this, and 1/4 teaspoon of pineapple essence. Beat with an electric hand blender till soft peaks are formed. Spread the cream over the set custard layer now, like this. To get a smooth and neat finish of the cream layer, dip the spatula in hot water and spread the cream, just like the way I'm doing. This will give you an even and perfect finish of the whipped cream layer, like this way. It's actually a party dessert, so the look and finish is very important. It should attract the eyes of a guest, and it must be appealing, so do it perfectly. Now clean the sides with a clean cloth, and now this dessert is ready to get set in the refrigerator for 1 hour. So after 1 hour, we can start with the decoration with piping gel. For the piping gel, I have taken pineapple jam. I have taken 1/3 cup of pineapple jam. Heat it over a slow flame. Let it melt well. Keep stirring it with a spatula, to avoid burning at the bottom. Once it turns into a smooth and, lump-free liquid, remove from the fire and let it cool for 30 seconds at least. Don't leave it for a long time, otherwise, it will solidify and you won't be able to pipe in. And prepare the piping bag like this way using a tumbler and a spoon like this, and pour the gel into the piping bag. Now you can cover it and make a cone, like the cone with the piping bag, and you have to cut the edge and start decorating this dessert the way you want to. It's your choice. I'm just making some lines and I'm going to just make some squares out of it. You can do whatever you want. You can also make some swirls using this piping gel, and it's very easy to make, and this will not take a very long time for setting. Once you make this gel, just cool it in room temperature for some time and refrigerate it for about 30 minutes, and this is going to get set well. And this will taste very well actually. You can arrange some pineapple pieces and chill this in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes before you serve. Now time to serve this cool delicacy now. Trust me, this pineapple trifle was mind-blowing and really extraordinary. You can see the layers have been set to perfection. You can just see the texture, the taste and the flavor was excellent and really out of the world. Friends, please try this recipe and impress your guests with this fabulous dessert this festive season. If you like this recipe and my video, please share it with your family and friends, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and enable the bell icon to get notifications of my new uploads. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel Cook with Sana Kuram. This is Sana. Today I'm going to show you all an insanely rich, velvety, creamy and decadent dessert which is egg free and with no hassles of baking, and most importantly it's a 100% foolproof recipe. Yes, I was talking about the most delicious, no bake and no egg Lotus biscoff cheesecake. Now come, let's get started. For making Lotus biscoff cheesecake, I have taken Lotus biscoff biscuit 250 grams. Pulse them coarsely in a mixer jar like this. Don't grind them to a fine powder. Let them have a granular sand-like texture like this. To this add 80 grams of unsalted butter. Don't add salted butter to this recipe. This is to make the base for the cheesecake. This is 8-inch spring-form pan. It has a loose bottom. Spread the biscuit mixture with a spoon like this and gently press with the back of the spoon so that it forms a perfect base to hold the cheesecake, and refrigerate this for 30 minutes. This is wet gelatin powder. It thickens and stabilizes the cheesecake. Now take 3 tablespoons of wet gelatin powder and mix with 1/4 cup of water which is at room temperature. Mix well and let it bloom for 5 minutes. Keep it aside. This is not agar-agar powder. It's different from agar-agar powder. This is made from edible red seaweeds and this gives a very good texture. Now once it blooms, add 3 tablespoons of hot water and whisk gently. Never add boiling water to it. Let the water be just hot. Now keep it aside. Now take a mixing bowl and add 300 grams of cream cheese. This is Lotus biscoff smooth spread. Add 150 grams of the biscoff spread to the cream cheese, followed by 3 tablespoons of icing sugar. Beat them over a slow to medium speed with an electric hand blender until they get mixed well. You don't have to overbeat them. The ingredients have to just get mixed up well and form a smooth paste. Take another mixing bowl and add 150 grams of whipping cream and add 1/4 cup of icing sugar to this, and add 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence. Beat initially over a slow speed, and after few seconds you can increase the speed and beat till the cream forms a smooth peak. Now add the gelatin to it and beat only for 15 seconds. Never overbeat, otherwise the gelatin would lose its gelling properties and the cheesecake wouldn't set well. Now incorporate the cream cheese and biscoff mixture into this and mix with a spatula using the cut and fold method. Don't use the electric blender, otherwise the gelatin would lose its thickening and stabilizing properties. So use a spatula for this. Now it's ready. Spread this mixture over the set biscuit base. Spread it gently because the biscuit base shouldn't get mixed with the cream, so do it very gently. Use a spatula to give it a smooth and even finish like this, and cover it with a cling wrap and set in the refrigerator for 8 to 10 hours, and it's a must. Leave it overnight in the refrigerator so that the cheesecake sets well. So minimum 8 hours. Now after 8 hours, we can remove the cling wrap. You can see the cheesecake has been perfectly set. Now it's time to make the topping. Now take 200 grams of Lotus biscoff spread and melt it in the microwave for 30 seconds. Now it has been melted. Mix it gently, never heat it, but just melt it. It should be in room temperature. Spread it over the set cheesecake. Do it very gently. Use the back of a spoon to spread it evenly like this. If you don't have a microwave oven, you can use double boiling method to melt the biscoff spread. Now it's done. If you have extra biscuits, you can pulse them and sprinkle over the edges to get that crunchy bites at the corner, but it's optional. Now refrigerate this for 1 hour. After 1 hour of refrigeration, we can demold the cheesecake from the pan. There's no need of freezing before demolding because you've used the perfect quantities of the ingredients. You can see the texture as I cut the cake. It's so smooth but firm enough to make slices, and this shows that the recipe is 100% perfect for you to make the best ever cheesecake. Friends, please try this recipe and amaze your friends and family this festive season by serving this melt-in-mouth cheesecake, and I'm sure you will be applauded for its mind-blowing taste and texture. Friends, please subscribe to my channel and enable the bell icon to get notifications of my new uploads. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel Cook with Sana Kuram. This is Sana. Today I'm going to share with you the perfect method to make the very famous refrigerated dessert caramel pudding or creme caramel. This melt-in-mouth delicacy could be made on the stove top, and you actually don't require an oven to get that creamy and velvety texture. Friends, if you are visiting my channel for the first time, please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to get notifications of my new uploads. Now come, let's get on to the recipe. To make caramel pudding, the very first step is to make the caramel. For this, take a steel or ceramic bowl and grease it with any flavorless oil using a brush. I have used sunflower oil. This will ease the unmolding process. Keep it aside. Now take another pan and add 2 tablespoons of water. Keep the flame to medium. And to this add 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. Once you add the sugar, just leave it like that. Let it melt over a medium flame. Never mix it with a spatula. If you mix it with a spatula, the sugar will get crystallized and get stuck with the spatula. So don't do that. After a few seconds, the melted sugar will start bubbling up like this. Now you can see the browning process has started from the sides. At this point of time, you can mix with a spatula and keep on mixing it, and when it turns light brown, switch off the stove, but keep mixing it till you get that amber color caramel. And if you ask me what is amber, amber is a naturally occurring gemstone, organic gemstone, which has that yellowish brown color, but it's not deep brown. So this is amber color. Now you have to swiftly remove the pan from the fire and pour the caramel into the greased bowl like this, and keep it aside, and the caramel will get set in very few seconds. Now let's make the custard, for which I have taken 250 ml of milk, which is at room temperature. To this add 1/3 cup of sugar. Whisk it well till this sugar gets completely dissolved into the milk. Keep it aside. Take a mixing bowl and add 2 large eggs, which are at room temperature. See that the milk and the eggs both are at room temperature. You don't have to use hot milk for this recipe. Now to this add a pinch of salt. Salt will enhance the flavor. And to this add 2 teaspoons of vanilla essence to remove that eggy smell from the custard, and whisk it lightly. You don't have to use a hand blender and all that, and don't whisk very vigorously. Lightly beat them with a whisk. To this add the milk And keep on whisking it as you pour the milk in batches like this. I have used full fat milk for this recipe, which has 6% fat, because I have not used condensed milk in this recipe. Strain the mixture so that the unbeaten eggs get filtered, giving us a smooth custard. Now the caramel has been hardened well, it's been set. You can see it doesn't fall off from the bowl. Now pour the custard slowly over the caramel like this. And break the air bubbles with a paper towel. Use a tissue paper to remove the air bubbles and tap it gently so that we get a smooth custard. Now cover the bowl with an aluminum foil and keep it aside. Now I'm going to steam the custard with this steel steamer. It has a glass lid with a small vent, you can see. And there is a perforated steel dish which acts as a barrier between the water and the custard. It transfers only the steam from the water, and the steam, cooks the custard. And this is the bottom vessel where we have to add the water. A very useful purchase from Amazon. I have shared the product link in the description box. We can steam corn, momos, peanuts, vegetables, rice, etc. Now pour water into the bottom vessel and fill half of the vessel with water and place the perforated vessel over it. Now place the custard and cover it with the lid like this. If you don't have a steamer, you can place a metal stand or perforated plate in a kadai, fill water into it and place the custard over the stand and cover with a lid and cook over a slow to medium flame for about 40 minutes. If there's no vent in your lid, you can leave a small gap between the kadai and the lid and you can cook. Okay, and now switch on the stove and steam the custard for 40 minutes over a slow to medium flame. Never cook over a high flame. Okay. Now after 40 minutes, switch off the stove. Don't overcook the custard. They will turn hard. Now remove the lid and carefully, lift up the custard bowl and check for the doneness. Remove the foil and don't discard the foil. You can use the same foil to cover and place in the refrigerator. Now you can see it has been perfectly steamed. It jiggles when I slightly shake it. You can see. Cover it again and let it stand in room temperature for 30 minutes. The custard will continue to cook well at the center. So leave it for 30 minutes. Now after 30 minutes, remove the foil, cool the custard until it attains room temperature, after which you can cover with the same foil and refrigerate for about 5 to 6 hours. Now after 6 hours of refrigeration, we can unmold the pudding. Wow, look at that beautifully set caramel pudding. Perfect color and texture, and had really tasted delicious. And friends, please give this recipe a try. Very simple and easy to make cold dessert with readily available ingredients at home. If you like this recipe and my video, please share it with your family and friends and subscribe to my channel. And also enable the bell icon so that you will get notifications of my new uploads. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel Cook with Sana Kuram. This is Sana. Summer holidays can often be a constant battle for the mothers out there for making new and interesting delicacies to see the happy emojis on their kids' faces. So today we're going to make a no-bake, lip-smacking and easy refrigerated dessert with an ingredient that would really please your kids. Yes, it is Nutella, and we're going to make Nutella biscuit pudding. Come, let's get started. For making Nutella biscuit pudding, take 100 grams of hazelnuts. Toast them over a slow flame for them to turn crunchy. Once they are done, remove them from the fire and cool them in room temperature and chop them and keep them aside. Now to a saucepan, add 6 tablespoons of corn flour followed by 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder and mix them thoroughly using a whisk. And once they are mixed well, add 1 cup of milk which is at room temperature and whisk them thoroughly so that there are no lumps at all. Now keep this setup aside. Now In a saucepan, heat 1 liter of milk. Once it gets heated, reduce the flame and add half a cup of sugar and mix thoroughly, and again increase the flame. Once it rises up, once again reduce the flame and add half a cup of Nutella to it. This should be done over a slow flame to avoid burning, and mix thoroughly using a whisk. And now add the cocoa powder and corn flour slurry which we had kept aside and whisk continuously. You can see the milk has started to thicken and it has also started to bubble up. At this stage, reduce the flame. You can see it has been thickened and this is the perfect stage. Now to this add 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence. Now switch off the stove. The pudding is ready. Bring it to room temperature. Now take a mixing bowl and add hot water 1 cup and instant coffee powder 2 tablespoons followed by 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence. Mix well in a way that you don't see any lumps. Now a coffee soak is ready. Keep it aside. Now in a mixing bowl add 1 cup of whipping cream and quarter cup of icing sugar and 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence and beat it till you see smooth peaks. Now keep it aside. Now these are digestive biscuits. I have taken about 30 numbers. Take a shallow glass. Now dip each biscuit one by one into the coffee soak and arrange them into the dish. This forms the base layer. Arrange all the biscuits the same way. The bottom layer should be ready with these biscuits. Now pour the Nutella pudding over the biscuit layer and spread it evenly to get a smooth second layer and tap gently to make it even. Now add in a layer of toasted and chopped hazelnuts for that crunchy pudding. Now make the next layer with the digestive biscuits followed by the Nutella pudding and of course top it with the crunchy hazelnuts. Cover it with a cling wrap and chill in the refrigerator for 7 to 8 hours for it to get set. Now after 8 hours of refrigeration, we can unwrap the pudding. Spread a lavish layer of the whipped cream evenly this way. Do it very gently. See that the top layer is smooth. Now you can dust it with some cocoa powder on top. Chill again for about 15 to 20 minutes. Now our super easy and scrumptious no-bake Nutella pudding is ready to be served. Friends, hope you have enjoyed my video. If you like this recipe, please give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and please do try this recipe. I'm pretty much sure that this will turn out to be a super duper hit dessert when you host a party, or you can simply sit back, relax and relish it when you have a sweet craving. Meet you all in my next video. Until then, it is bye from Sana. Thank you very much. Take care.